Good afternoon and welcome aboard to the Teacher's Lounge. As always, seated across from me, she is the boss. She will tell you what to do. I am the bell. I will tell you when to do it. She is licensed speech professional Stacy Boss.
Hi.
I, of course, am substitute professional or professional in the box, whatever you want to call me, Winston Bell. Lot to get to. This is the post-election edition of the Teacher's Lounge. As always, we now have another way that you can contact us, boss. We are apparently on Facebook.
Officially.
All right, so you can reach us at Facebook, the Teacher's Lounge 721. So go to your Facebook page. So again, as always, we've got a lot to get to. There are topics that are hot. We call those hot topics. We always have a little bit of the profession of the day. And we end with our speech and language tip of the day always. Licensed speech professional. I have to give the disclosure, boss. The lawyer's called. This is no substitute for getting a licensed professional. And should you also get this information, it cannot be used in litigation. The lawyer's called. I have to give that.
Today's question is going to be about social communication, social language.
Social language is so important. Again, anyway. All right, a lot to get to. Let's start with my hot topics, boss. I've got people we're now into week 11. Of remote learning. A lot to get to. Why do I have the cameras off during sessions? How do I know if you're on? As a matter of fact, I have some inside skinny, if you must. Boss, I have a case where a teacher, and again, no names please, a teacher says that they have a student in their room whose camera is off, and yet they hear peculiar noises that are often akin to, I don't know, Nintendo Switches, perhaps PlayStation 4s, video gaming in the background. And then when they're asked a random question, what's on your screen? What are you looking at? What color is that? They can't answer that? What does that tell you, boss?
They're playing video games, not listening, but pretending that they're listening. I've experienced the same stuff myself. We're saying, hey, what's that clicking noise? Oh, nothing. Okay, well then, what's this color?
Boss, that's ridiculous.
They don't answer the color right, so we know they're not even paying attention.
Just as the basics are in class that you sit up, pay attention, look forward. This isn't hard.
We're like, are you playing video games right now?
And you're telling me no when I can hear?
No.
Oh, stop it, boss. I can hear. That's like you telling me right now, Belle, are you texting?
During the show?
Wait, hold on. Have to miss. Oh, wait. Boss, it's not this hard. I don't ask for much, and I certainly get it. All I'm asking that if your kid's going to be engaged in remote learning, I know it's hard. I know it's week 11. Please at least turn off the Nintendo Switch, turn off the PlayStation, and answer the question. Am I asking too much? I mean, you're the boss.
No, you're not asking too much. It's a basic principle of learning. Paying attention.
Hey, I'm just saying. Well, maybe because I'm in education, I guess I'm too poor to pay attention. But, ding. Let's go to second period. Secondly, boss, I want to touch on another topic that's become increasingly relevant in the remote learning environment. Obviously, we're forced to do things differently. Obviously, we're forced to, keep good records. Parents, beware the teacher who is keeping a detailed contact log. Every email, they've got that. Every text message, they send a screenshot. Every phone message, they write it down. So when you go to try to dispute what your kid was doing during that time or what was being discussed, that teacher may have a written record of that. I mean, boss, it's only fair. I mean, it's only all's fair in, I guess, love and education.
Right. And, a mom just tried to, I don't know what you call it, tried to say...
Dispute, perhaps?
Dispute a teacher's written records about her contact with her and her son.
Listen, I've got teachers who I know. Teachers are anything. They're methodical. They're retentive. They're anal about everything. And that's the good parts. So when I have a teacher telling me, or when I have a parent telling me,
she never called me.
Or
I didn't get anything in the mail.
What?
My phone never went off.
I didn't know. I don't know who my son's teacher is. After week 11 of a person who has I don't know, 26 emails, 15 voice recordings, and 16 or 17 texts. Listen, I've got 216 text messages from parents. I don't talk to my sister 216 times. I'm just saying. So the detailed log is something that parents need to be, as much as they're concerned about what their kids are getting in class, teachers have to be concerned about what they're documenting from that class.
Right, and this is a small tip, but most teachers and anyone who works with the kids at the schools are told to document your interactions with the parents. So most of the time they're going to have these documentations. So when you say, "Hey, she never called me," and then she brings up a long list.
I talked to you at 2:35 on Friday the 13th last week.
The parent doesn't look so good. They're actually presenting themselves in a bad light.
Good, nicely done. You're a kind friend. Presenting people in a bad light because we don't want to call people the L word. No names, please. So, parents, be wary of this. And hopefully, let's put it in another productive light, boss. I hope parents are keeping the same type of documentation. If it's my child, just like I'm taking him to the doctor, I would want to list, what did the doctor say? What time did... emails coming in. That's on our Facebook page.
Ooh.
Pages are getting hit right now. But when my child is going to the doctor, what happened at the doctor's visit? What's going to be the follow-up? So I hope parents are keeping that same amount of information.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Parents are welcome to and probably should document any interactions they have with the school.
I agree, wholeheartedly. However, there's more, boss. I talked to a teacher earlier, and this is a quote.
I can't wait.
Well, no names, please. As you know, we give no nomenclature on this show. We talked about grades were due as we begin the second quarter. And obviously, kids are beginning to start to have a body of work. They're starting to get work in. People are going back and forth.
Oh, and by the way, the same teacher you're talking about
No names, please.
had 7 show up to the virtual parent-student-teacher conference.
7 out of how many?
26.
Yeah, that's by my math, 1/3. So clearly, people are not that really concerned. And you, boss, explain the rationale for not showing up to a virtual parent. You can't make a phone call about your son?
I don't get it.
You can't make a Zoom meeting? I mean, it's one thing to have to drive to the school.
And it's another thing to just click a button.
Maybe I am at work. Let me play devil's advocate with you. You are the boss. I am the bell. I will tell you when to do this. Boss, I can't take a 10-minute break at work.
Of course you can. Even if you have to, quote, take a bathroom break, tell the teacher, I'm limited on my time, but I have a few minutes here. Let's go over my child's grades.
Let's not even go that far. You mean to tell me that first of all, most people are working from home. That's the first thing. Secondly, if you told your boss, I need to take 10 minutes to talk to my sons or daughters, I want to be politically correct, teacher, they're not going to excuse you for that?
Oh, right. They should, and they probably would, most likely.
I'm saying most people are not, most people are understanding to the circumstances and would allow people to take that phone call. One, you're not doing it every day. It's not like you're Aunt Mary in Montana passed away and you need 2 days off.
Again? I thought Aunt Mary just passed away last month.
This is a different Aunt Mary on my dad's side. And she's in Montana. And I need the day before Thanksgiving off. And the Monday, actually, off, too, as well. It's not that type of circumstance. But back to the quote. So I've got 7 out of 23 making the parent-teacher conference. And the teacher says, well, and I quote, you'll like this, boss, no one's getting A's. I say this jokingly, though. The bigger issue is this. Who's doing the work? Boss, are the parents doing the work or are the students doing the work?
That's the thing. We don't know. And that's why nobody's going to get an A, because we don't know who's doing the work.
Well, the other issue becomes if I don't know what your child does not know, I don't know what to teach to. I'm certain that you've been in this, I've been in this, where, everybody gets 100% on the quiz, so I guess everybody knows everything about Thanksgiving. I don't need to continue to go over why the weather changes in the fall. I don't really need to talk about how addition is different from subtraction. Because everybody's getting 100%. No one wants their child to do poorly, but you have to let them fall or rise on their own.
Okay, really, guys? Oh my God.
You know what it was? I would pay you for your boss.
Okay, we're guys. We're really trying
All
to
right,
start
I'm doing this.
professional of the day.
Professional of the day. Okay. My heavens. This is all right. I have to be more professional. Well, should I put my glasses on? I think it's better. I don't want my glasses to get fogged up.
We're already laughing about the thing we're about to do.
All right, so segment 3, ding, third period. It's now time for the professional of the day. Obviously, boss, we're in a post-election environment, so I thought it would be apt if our profession of the day involved a person coming to vote and a Board of Elections member. Board of Elections person versus a registered voter. Thank you for voting today. You can step you can step right over here.
Oh, hi there.
I'll need your ID.
Oh, sure. Here, let me just open my wallet.
Oh, thank you. Great.
Here you go.
Well, let me look at the ID on there. Let's see, is that a 36 up top? Oh, wait. That's the last 2 digits of your license number. Is
Right.
that 24 below? Oh, wait. That's the date of your birthday. And is that a 36 for the last number?
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
that's your social. So your ID or your voter registration measurement numbers are 36, 24, 36. Well,
Why are you looking at me?
I
like
mean,
that?
I just think that those are very favorable numbers to be able to vote with. Here, why don't you lean in a little bit? That way you can get the ballot in your hand. Or use the...
Well, do you have one of those finger protectors?
always.
'Cause-
I always have protection. I mean, for my
Excuse me?
fingers. I mean, I always have protection for the finger, yes.
Because
Go ahead and...
my friend told me we're supposed to electronically sign our.
Yes. We need to
So we need to
definitely have it
protect
distilled.
ourselves?
We always need to protect ourselves in this environment. I don't want any unnecessary votes to be cast. But
Okay.
go ahead and touch the screen whenever you're ready.
Okay, but I need a finger protector.
Oh, let me get one in my pocket. I mean, let me take one out. I mean, let me pull it out of my box, that is.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Do you know how to put that on? Your finger, I mean.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, okay.
this is kind of silly, but
That's all right. Hey, let me know when you're ready to touch it. The screen.
okay. I can sign now.
Okay, great. Go ahead and put your finger right there.
All right. Did I do it okay? Did I do it right?
Let me come behind you and take a look. I'll just be okay. I think you're fine. I might need to use your ID again.
Okay. Check-in usually shouldn't take this long.
Oh, you're right. I think that we just want to make certain we're safe and everything is cast in the right light. Can I put my voting sticker on you? I mean, did you want a I voted today sticker?
Yes. You could just hand it to me, please,
Sure.
and I'll put it on later.
Well, I bet you will. I mean, I'm glad you have voted.
Okay. Just tell me where I go from here. Are we all done here?
Well, I'm done. But, I mean, if you're finished already, I guess so. I mean, as long as you've made your vote count. I think I'm going to take a break after this. Maybe I'll go outside and smoke a cigarette.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you. Now it's time for the most important segment, or my favorite segment of the day. That is the speech pathology question of the day, boss.
Thank you.
Well, boss, we got to have a licensed professional advice somewhere. You're not getting that from me, folks. I'm telling you that right now. Not getting it. You want that? Call boss or get on the page. I don't know. Well, the question goes to our Facebook page, and it says, the speech language pathologist at my son's school won't work with my son who has some social communication deficits. He is talking out of turn. He's not understanding body language. I thought that SLPs were supposed to work with communication deficits. I mean, boss, first of all, let me get the first question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you do?
Yes and no. It's not an easy answer. Okay, so
Give me the yes part.
Okay, the yes part is sure, we can work on social communication deficits.
Okay.
Now, again, I don't know all the information.
Sure.
I'm guessing that this student was tested and they probably did well on all the language testing, all the articulation testing,
Sure.
and maybe the speech pathologist saw that there was one remaining weakness in the social aspect. We call it the pragmatics.
Okay. Now, you test for that, right, boss?
We can informally test for it just by the way they're acting in the testing session. Okay, so now the speech pathologist probably noticed that they have some social communication deficits. However, the research shows that social communication should be worked on in real time. So taking, for instance, especially a student with autism,
Sure.
it's not going to benefit them for the speech pathologist to pull them out of the class, sit them down in their resource room, and create fake scenarios.
Because it's not real.
Because one, they already have a hard time with taking the perspective of others. So if I said, hey, so-and-so, your buddy said this to you on the playground, what do you do? Or you want to play with so-and-so's toys, what do you do? They have a hard time putting themselves in a situation that's fake. So this is what I mean when the speech pathologist could probably consult with the teacher instead of being on for direct services. And they can tell the teacher, listen, anything that arises in real time as a social issue, you have to give them the body language to use, and the actions to use, and the words to use.
What are the body language? What are my cues body language-wise?
Okay, so for example,
am I putting my hand under my chin and saying no?
No, not like that. You have to literally model for the student the exact actions you would take in a social situation. So, for an example, your son wants to play with a toy that another kid has, and he just goes up there and grabs it.
Correct.
But in this situation, the teacher would immediately go over
and she would
model the exact actions. Hi, could I please have a turn with your toy, please? And have her, maybe she's smiling, maybe she's modeling the way you gently have your hands out, waiting for the item. And maybe if the student says no, you can model how you would gently say, okay, maybe I'll play with it later.
So let me get the keys. One, it has to happen in real time.
Correct.
Two, you have to model the behavior that you want to see the child do.
Correct.
And lastly, it's not really the SLP's job, but if they can help this behavior.
It is and it isn't. It just depends on the kid. Now, if the kid also had deficits in language and articulation, the SLP would probably incorporate some social communication objectives in the resource room, but mostly it's going to have to be in real time by the teacher.
Well, she would write all this down for me, wouldn't it? No, I'm not going to remember. Folks, I'm not going to remember it.
You can rewind the podcast. You can listen to it over and over and over.
I can barely remember what I had on yesterday, and you're asking me, you got deficits. I know that the Broncos were trailing by 7 the other day.
I could go on and on here, and I just want to say one more scenario. Sure. Let's just say your son with social communication deficits doesn't know how to stand up for himself when somebody pushes him or takes his toy from him or
is important
calls his drawing ugly.
Yes.
So that's, again, where the teacher would come over and say, okay, no, don't push me, and give him the words and the body language to use. And then have him demonstrate.
Valuable as always. That's why she's the boss. She is the licensed speech pathologist. And again, I have to make the disclosure because the lawyers are going to call me after the show. My goodness, whatever. This information is given solely for advisory purposes. This is not to be used in substitute or to be used for litigation or any other official type of mitigation. This is the Teacher's Lounge.
Bye, guys.